Well, hi. Today is Monday, December 15th, 2025. I'm Todd Studer, and this is Morning Coffee. Have an exciting show coming up today because, well, you can see that everything looks different here on the show. I've switched the camera around. You're seeing the video set behind me. Still more acoustical work to do, so the walls are going to be changing a bit. But this is the beginning of what it looks inside here. The studio's on Willow. And I'm going to give you a sneak peek into what the rest of the building looks like today because Mark Hanwright of Heartland Properties came in and we sat for a while and talked and also did a walk through the building. So you're going to get a look at what the inside of the park building looks right now, from the areas that are finished to the areas that are still under construction. And it's pretty interesting. I think you're going to enjoy it. So Mark Hanwright from Heartland Properties is our guest today on Morning Coffee. Morning Coffee also brought to you by Steve Erlob, your Edward Jones financial advisor in Council Bluffs. Learn how he can help you reach your financial goals. Visit edwardjones.com for more. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Navigating the healthcare system, is challenging, frustrating, and time-consuming for you and your family. And that's where My Nurse Healthcare in Council Bluffs steps in. Nurse advocates providing one-on-one guidance and support every step of the way. With a dedicated nurse by your side, you'll get the right care from the right provider at the right time. Visit mynursehealthcare.com. If you're planning a wedding or a special event, you really need to see the Acres. It's one of the most flexible and beautiful venues around, with acres of space for ceremonies and receptions, a big outdoor patio, cocktail tables, fire pits. You're going to get full catering freedom, no extra fees, plus a flat rate that includes setup, teardown, cleaning, tables, chairs, and even a bartender, so you can BYOB with zero stress. The team makes everything smooth, so your day feels completely yours. And right now, the Acres has great year-end deals. Schedule a tour at theacresvenue.com. Also, we've been telling you about it, that if you are looking for a part-time job and you like to drive, this is a great fit for you. First Student. You can become a first student bus driver, work short hours, and earn a competitive wage while making a difference in the lives of children. And that pay starts with a sign-on bonus. If you are already fully licensed with your CDL, you get a sign-on bonus of $4,000. But you don't need to go into it with that because they're going to help you get the CDL. And once you do, you'll get a sign-on bonus of $3,000. Every driver gets on-the-job training, so don't wait. Apply at workatfirst.com. Welcoming someone new into the studios on Willow, this is Mark Hanwright with Heartland Properties. And Mark, you were our contact as we were coming in here into the park building. And the first time that you showed it to us, we looked around and I said, well, we don't know. And then we got to thinking about it again. I said, no, that's actually perfect.
Yeah.
That was kind of the process that went with that. So thanks for your patience, and also thanks for all the hard work in order to get us in here. This has been great.
Yeah. Well, we're happy to have you here as a tenant. It's exciting to have the building back open for business.
Yeah,
We
definitely. Yeah,
had, for those who don't know, 2 winters ago, there was a pipe burst. There was an incident where a window got left open over the weekend, 20 degrees below zero.
that'll do it.
That froze the pipes, burst a pipe. We had a waterfall inside the building from the fifth floor down to the basement. So this building's been shut down for quite a time, which has been a sad thing for the city. This has been a beautiful landmark in our community since 1924, right here next to Bayless Park in the heart of downtown. And so, yeah, they've been through an extensive renovation process, obviously, during that interim period. And now we're back open from floors 1 through 4, still finishing up the fifth floor, but really, really close on that. And eager to see her come back to life. We're excited to have you guys up here on the third floor. We got a few tenants on the main floor and second floor, and it's filling up. So it's exciting to see it get put back together.
Were you involved with this from the beginning? Because what I'm curious about is, I'm sure there had to have been some concern of, can the building be brought back?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Going back, because it had to be evacuated. It was bad enough that you couldn't have anybody in it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with water, there's concern for mold and health, and the cleanup process is really extensive. You need
Right.
to poke holes in all the walls and get it all dried out. And so you can't really keep tenants in here
Yeah.
during that process. No one wants you working around them in that kind of an environment. And so we did have to empty the whole building out. She had chains on the front doors for about a year and a half, which wasn't
I
a pretty
remember.
sight.
Not at all.
But yeah, I wasn't so much involved in the construction project per se. I was involved with the property prior to the
Hmm.
flood. And then as they got closer to construction, we started having conversations about the lease up strategy. And that's really my role in this. I'm not so involved in the renovation project, although I sure share my opinions on colors and finishes and some of those things to
Yeah.
make it as marketable as possible.
Well, and I think you've done a wonderful job. I mean, it looks great. The guys are still here buttoning things up, and as you said, the fifth floor is getting closer and closer, and you'll be top to bottom ready to put people in here as we are already starting to move in. And I wanted to also ask you about who this would be ideal for. I mean, because this is obviously we're very centrally located,
Yeah.
right in the heart of Council Bluffs, and I love the views out the windows. Doesn't matter what side it is; it looks good,
Yeah.
and it's. I think for somebody who really wants to be tied to the community, what a perfect space.
Right in the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we got Bayless Park to the west, City Hall to the south, and the library to the east. So you are in right in the core of downtown Council Bluffs. And I think that makes the property a great opportunity for all kinds of businesses. Prior to the flooding event, we had anything from massage therapy. We had a guy with a 3D printing business.
Yep.
We had a number of attorneys due to the proximity to the courthouse, nursing companies. We had a wonderful little cafe on the main level, which is a space that we are holding open for that type of use again. I think that was a great amenity for the property, and we are excited to see who comes forward with a concept or idea for another cafe or bistro type
Hmm.
use. I think that'd be great for the building, for the neighborhood, and for the operator. So that one corner is earmarked for that use, but the rest of the building, we're open to ideas. Any type of small business that's looking for a well kept, professionally run, and affordable space. I think this is the best option here in town right now.
I think that word you just used right there, Mark, affordable, is really key because I mean, when you're starting off rooms at $400 with the
450.
450
Yep.
at 450 for the just for a single room for a
Yep.
lease, I've seen coworker spaces go for more than that. So
Indeed.
yeah,
Yeah. And I mean, so even if you're just someone who works from home and wants a sanctuary to get
hmm,
away from the barking dog and the screaming kids, I mean, a single office it's very attainable for anyone with any type of use. And then, of course, we can accommodate larger businesses as well. You could rent an entire floor of the building if the fifth floor is open
hmm,
for something like that. We have large suites. We can assemble adjacent spaces like we did for you guys here.
yeah.
So we have a lot of versatility, especially right now while the building's not full. I have pieces I can play with and can kind of help you find the right nook that fits your space.
I think that that's also a perfect thing to bring up is you don't want to wait because options become less for you the longer because this building's going to fill up.
Yeah.
So we just want to see it as vibrant and as active as quickly as possible because
Yep.
it not just for the building but also for the entire downtown area. It's you're bringing a lot of people back in again that
Yeah.
haven't been here. There's so many different businesses that can fit into this building and when you have that type of activity going on in downtown it helps everybody.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and a lot of the businesses feed off each other too. I mean, you think about the cafe on the main floor, half of their tenants are customers and
Right.
employees in the building, and
Yep.
not to mention all the business district around. And yeah, we had attorneys that would refer different types of practice back and forth. Not everybody does everything. We had a couple massage therapists in the building beforehand too, and they would refer business. But you're right. I mean, if you're interested, I would encourage you to explore the opportunities sooner than later, just simply because as different people speak for different parts, then my ability to
Yeah.
manipulate what's available really becomes less.
Yeah, it,
So
and that's why we were so thrilled that we were able to. We have this whole block of rooms. Where are we at?
yeah,
Six, I think, that we
yeah,
were
you're
able to
about a
put.
third of the
Yeah,
floor.
yeah,
Yeah,
and it works very very well for us. And I have been very busy since we moved in here.
that's great.
That I mean, we're talking typically 3 interviews every day
Wow.
coming up here. It's easy for people to get here. It's very simple. I can tell them exactly where it's at. And they, Suite 308, just go up to the third floor and you're going to find me. And I haven't had anybody text me yet and say, I can't find you.
Yeah.
That's been a huge help.
Yeah, I mean, just if nobody's familiar with Council Bluffs, you could say it's right across the street from Bayless
Hmm.
Park. I mean, that's a landmark you can't not find.
Right.
So, You think about everything that's going on here too, for anybody maybe in the maker space to synergize with the farmers market and some of that other stuff that
Yeah.
happens right here downtown. I mean, I can't think of another opportunity for less than $500. You can have an office
Yep.
space downtown, run a professional business. I mean, you have access also to some of the common amenities in this
Mhm.
building too. We have a conference room on the third floor. So if you do choose to just lease a small office, but you want to hold a larger meeting,
Mhm.
you can just reserve the conference room, and that's a free amenity for any tenant in the building.
And we know that Wi-Fi is coming. There's going to be Wi-Fi
Yep.
through the building. That is on the way. And I know I speak for Kyle too, but we've talked about it already that this has been a perfect fit for us.
Great.
And as I said, we were looking at a lot of different options before that, but then um, Kyle and I got together and said we need to call Mark because this is and that's why we came back up and did a walkthrough
Yeah.
again and looked at everything and I said, all right, yep, I see it. This can work. And as you're sitting in here, you can look around and yeah,
The transformation already is
yeah,
impressive.
it's already
Just
coming together.
it was a nice clean box, fresh paint job and floors, but you've turned it into a business, and yeah, it's really exciting to see it all come together.
Well, I'm excited too. We're going to go do a walkthrough,
Yeah.
show a few things, and find out so people can see firsthand just some of the different things going on here in the park building. And plus, it's an instant conversation starter when you're in here.
Oh
And
yeah.
we're in a 100-year-old building right now.
You walk in the lobby, look up, the crystal cut chandelier, the gold leaf
Yep.
medallion on the ceiling. I mean, this building just oozes that cool kind of early 1920s vibe for sure. Very Art Deco, a lot of interesting features and character that thankfully they were able to preserve a lot of that through the renovation.
The other thing that I'm really liking right now too is as the boiler has come back up online and we've got the radiator heat through the building. It feels different. You know,
Oh yeah.
that type of heat feels different than just regular HVAC.
Yeah.
And it to me it is nostalgic too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this was the same kind of heat I had in my elementary school.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I would say bigger buildings like this, boilers and radiators are still a pretty common
Hmm.
installation. I mean, they don't look the same as they did in
Right.
1924. The radiators are a little more sleek and kind of blend into the baseboard. But people like that heat, particularly if you got allergies and things. There's no air blowing
Right.
around with all the dust. It's more of a uniform and even heat as well. So, but a big upgrade that we got for the building through this renovation was central air conditioning
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
this property did not have that before. And so that's a huge improvement for the tenants and for the operators because we were dropping in
Hmm.
window units in the spring and taking them down to the basement in the fall. And so to have central air conditioning, a full building sprinkler system, new guts to the elevator. I
Hmm.
mean, it wasn't all bad. It was a painful process. I'm sure ownership would have preferred it didn't happen, but the end result is a beautiful historic property, fully restored, back online, new guts, and she's got another 100 years in her easily now.
Easily. And just real quickly, as I'm looking around all of the building, and I did get down to the basement, there's a big stack of air conditioners down there
Yeah,
that I'm
yeah. If
guessing,
anybody's looking
yeah,
for a window air unit, I'll talk to them. We'll make you a deal.
we'll make some kind of deal. All right, Mark. Hey, let's go for a walk and go take a look around and see some of the different spaces
That
that are
sounds
available
great.
right
Let's
now.
show them what we
All right.
got.
So here we are outside the park building, 500 Willow. I'm going to be running the camera, although you can still hear me right now. And Mark, why don't you show us around? Let's take a look at what's going on here.
Yeah, let's go on in. As you can see, there are still a few details being finished up in the construction, but this lobby is unlike anything else you're going to find here in downtown Council Bluffs. Beautiful Art Deco finishes, real gold leaf finish there on the medallion on the ceiling. Uh, this is an available suite here, Unit 101. Pardon our construction mess, but this is a beautiful little lease opportunity. It's only $800 for base rent, 75 for common area utilities. But it's basically a lobby or conference area, private office, storage, and then this one has its own bathroom, which is a unique feature in this building.
You bet.
Bathrooms on every floor, but nobody else gets their own.
Right.
Now this space I really want you to see. A lot of cool old features in this building. But this,
oh, that's the old mail slot.
yes, sir. And the chute goes all the way up to the 5th floor.
Wow.
So you can drop your mail, and I can't guarantee it'll be here. So maybe test it. I'm going to turn the lights on so you can appreciate this one. So this is the only space that we kind of have a use in mind for. This has been built out as a cafe. It has 2 beautiful street level entrances, so you can come in off the street or the lobby, giving this operator real flexibility to operate their business hours as they see fit. It was formerly a cafe space. They thrived. They did well with pastries and cookies and cakes and smoothies and coffee and things like that. And it was always a bustling little spot. And so that operator's not ready to come back, doing something else now, but we're really excited for someone else to come in here and hopefully have a similar concept that'll be a benefit to the downtown community and the building as a whole as well. Just down the hall here, we have Beauty and Bling. They're a boutique and hairstyle beauty salon. They
Already
were
in the building.
first tenant to come in. She's at 136 Main, but does have interior access as well. And then on the other side of the wall here, we have Midwest Title, title insurance and closing company for real estate transactions. So second floor is fairly open. We have 1 tenant so far. They've just taken a single office, but this gives you kind of an idea of the flexibility we have. A lot of these rooms are interconnected. And so if you wanted a single office, great, we take your pick. If you want 3 or 4 rooms, right now we have the ability to find adjacent suites, and as you'll notice, they all have kind of interior doors. And so where your suite stops, we'll lock those doors off so that neighbors aren't coming into your space, but gives a small business the opportunity to grow incrementally in this property, which is a really unique, opportunity to not have to change your address, but maybe just add a suite, which is a nuisance for business owners to change their address and train all the customers. Every floor has bathrooms. The fit and finish is pretty similar throughout. We have different color schemes in different areas, but I think they did a really nice job of picking finishes and colors that complement the history and the original finishes of the building. And then up on the 3rd floor, we have a conference room that any tenant can reserve by the hour. It's a great space for meeting. If your suite you don't want to pay the rent to have your own conference room, you don't have to. You can book it by the hour upstairs. All right, so yeah, here we are up on the 3rd floor with our favorite tenants, the Tail Slate Marketing Agency and Todd Studer with his studio. We have the conference room that I've mentioned a couple of times, so a nice big meeting space. Still working on getting chairs and other furniture up here, but just give you a sense of what that's gonna look and feel like. And then I can give you an example. If you're a larger business, we do have some sections that are kind of separated off that give you more of a contiguous suite with lobby and all those kind of features. So really we have the flexibility, like I said earlier, to go anywhere from a single office to a half a floor or a whole floor, and we can put together what the client needs at this point. Of course, again, a little bit of construction finishing up, but if you peek out the windows, you see Bayless Park, you see City Hall, and all of downtown Council Bluffs in its splendor. Not a bad view. Take you up to the 5th floor, give you a little peek behind the curtain of the construction that's still working. But floors 1 through 4 are pretty much as we've seen in these other spaces. If not completely finished, very, very close. Now you get to see what's really going on up here. This is what the whole building's been like for the last almost 2 years. But Elijah and his crew have been working up here. Shout out to Oak Contracting because they've done a ton of work here. And the transformation really is impressive. I think it may look like there's a lot to do here, but they tell me we're only a few weeks out from having this floor finished as well. So that's exciting to see. It's not too early to have leasing conversations up here. As long as you don't need to move in next week.
It looks like there's some really good sized studios and rooms up here.
Yeah. Yep. And we have the opportunity, like I said, this could be 1 tenants, you know, contiguous space, or we can rent these rooms out individually. And so as we take single office tenants, I'll probably try and put them to ones that are on the hall directly and keep the suite opportunities open as long as we can. But when I run out, I'll have to start getting creative and first come, first serve.
That's how it works.
Yes, sir. Heat works too.
Oh, it's warm in this room. But here's something else that I think is key to these. They have the valves on them, so you can actually control.
You do
how
have
much
some
heat it
control
gives.
over each room. Yep.
But and again, in this one, that's a pretty nice view right out this window. You know,
Yeah.
looking down over Bayless Park.
Not too many 5-story buildings in Council Bluffs.
No, there's not.
You can look a long way from the top floor.
So as we said, this is a tremendous building here in the heart of downtown Council Bluffs, and come join us. I mean, I'm looking forward to finding out who our new neighbors are going to be,
Yep.
and I'm also looking forward to a long run here in the Park building. It's very early on. It has proven already to be such a huge benefit to my business, just with
Right.
location.
Yeah.
And I can't think of a better spot for a small business, or even if you have a larger one, to get out and get reestablished here in
Yeah.
the community.
Yeah, I think even if you're just kind of thinking about it a little bit, give me a call. It's super easy for me to come over here. I'm a block away, so I can show it to anybody that wants to check it out. I know you guys have a ribbon cutting coming up on
January 15th, yeah.
There we go. So hopefully a ton of people come for that, and that'll be a situation where maybe a little cleaner and ready for
Yeah.
tours at that point. But don't wait till then, because maybe the suite that you wanted will be leased up by then. So
I would expect that, because I'm already seeing people taking tours, and I've been talking to folks. They're asking me, "What's it like?" And I said, "No, you want to come."
yeah,
This is
I'm
what's-
here daily in most cases, showing it to someone. So I do expect it'll fill up, but we don't know by who or what kind of businesses. We're really excited to see this business or this building come back to life. And
That's exactly what's happening here. Hey, he's Mark Hanwright. He's with Heartland Properties, and he's the guy to talk to when you need to get more information, or if you're ready to sign that lease and move on in. We'd love to see you. So, Mark, thank you so much for you.
Thanks, Todd.
Grateful.
Yep.
I know many of you have been in the lobby of the Park building before, and it is just gorgeous. And as more and more tenants come in and things get filled in, the entire building is coming to life, and I get a front row seat to all of this happening here at the studios on Willow, and very excited for what is coming back to Council Bluffs. If you have a leak, a clogged drain, or planning a big remodel, Waldstein Plumbing in Council Bluffs has you covered. Fast, reliable service and expert craftsmanship, handling everything from small repairs to major installations. They're locally owned and trusted, and take pride in doing the job right the first time. Residential or commercial, big or small, when plumbing problems strike, call Waldstein Plumbing. Visit them online at waldsteinplumbing.com. S&B Country Kennel, the top spot in southwest Iowa when you need to know your dog will receive only the best. I was just thinking about Joe Huntoon earlier, and that we need to get him back on the show. What do you think? We should invite him to come into the studio and maybe bring one of his rescue dogs with him. That'd be fun. Boarding, daycare, grooming, self-washing, training, and even a membership available to a dog park over an acre in size. S&B Country Kennel also has rescue dogs, so check with them about adoption possibilities. S&B Country Kennel, located just west of I-29 on Bungie Avenue, south of Council Bluffs. SB Country Kennel, country with a K, is the website. Looking for a laid-back spot with great food and even better company? It's the Mile Away in Council Bluffs, and they've been doing a lot of work to the upstairs where the game room is. And you know, they have pool leagues going on now. There is also dart competitions, full dart league, and some other activities, games, different vintage games going on up there. I'm trying to think of the word video game. It wasn't coming to my mind, but it's all there at the Mile Away. It's north of Council Bluffs on Old Lincoln Highway. Stop in for lunch Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 2. They are closed today on Mondays, by the way, but after that, open every other day of the week. And it's I was just out there for lunch the other day and had some great wings. I'm a big fan of their wings. Tried the Parmesan garlic this time, and it's not going to be the last time I have it. It's the Mile Away, Old Lincoln Highway, just north of Council Bluffs. That wraps up today's show. Thank you so much for being a part of things, and thanks again to Mark Hanwright for being our guest today. My name's Todd Studer. Here's hoping your week launches well.